exercise number one, in terms of identifying what runs you, okay, what holds you back, what stifles you, is spend 10 minutes sitting by yourself and doing nothing. That's the first one. Sounds easy, right? Sit 10 minutes by yourself and do nothing. But honest question, when's the last time any of you have done that? Probably hasn't been a while unless you're used to meditating. Notice how you run your lives or how you go about your lives, right? You wake up, first thing you probably do is reach for your phone. You're like, need some screen light, and then scroll through all your notifications, see what people are saying, see what's on the news, so on and so forth. Probably the first thing you do. Then you go through your routine. Probably even as you eat breakfast, if you eat breakfast, you're watching something on TV or on your phone. It's like, are any new YouTube videos out? Oh, the new Julien Himself short is out. Let me watch. Like, you're watching something. Then on your commute, you're either listening to music or listening to some podcast or a YouTube video or whatnot. You go through your job, you're talking to your coworkers, you're doing your work, you come home, you put some TV on, maybe put something else on, do something to yourself, and pass out. You're like, he's right. Flick that bean. Yes. No, but it's true. This is actually the reality behind most people. They go home, they flick it, they wank it, they do it, and they pass out, and that's their lives. So challenge for you, 10 minutes, do nothing. Just sit there. Resist the urge to play music, turn on the TV, escape, whatever. Just sit in a chair for 10 minutes. And here's the thing, 10 minutes is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. But it will feel quite difficult because now you're with yourself. And all those little worries, they might be surface level worries you're still aware of, but just kind of pushed to the back of your mind. It's like, how am I going to pay the bills? What am I doing with my life? Is this where I thought I would be at this age? All that's going to start bubbling up. And my challenge to you is, don't go the little Eckhart Tolle route of trying to be present to escape that. Listen to it. Sit there for 10 minutes and listen to that little voice. You'll notice too, with meditation, so much of it is escapism. It's like, I'm going to just be present, present, present. How are you going to pay the bills? Present, present, present. Do you remember this thing that happened when you were 5? Present, present, present. No. Don't escape it. That's no different than Netflix, Netflix. What about this? Netflix, Netflix. Don't chase presence. That should be the default. There shouldn't be anything that pulls you away from presence. That's the thing. People read Eckhart Tolle, who I love, by the way, love so much of what he teaches. However, the approach just gets misinterpreted, where people, instead of realizing presence, how do you do? By letting go of what's pulling you away from it, people try to chase it. I'm just going to be present. I'm going to sit down for 10 minutes and meditate and ignore all thoughts. I want no thoughts, which, by the way, never happens. You get that, right? That's not even the goal. You wouldn't want to have no thoughts. You just want, one, to have a less triggered relationship around your thoughts, so it doesn't trigger you and it's not as heavy and it doesn't take over, so you're still in control and your mind's the tool. But more importantly, what happens when you start doing real inner work is that the theme and the dialogue changes. It's no longer this self-attack. Like if you listen to that little voice, for most people it's like, you suck, you should have been aborted. Yes, you're ugly. You look in the mirror, it's like, you dirty dog, look at that. Your old ass face and all this stuff. What if instead you had an inner cheerleader? You're awesome. You got this. Hell yeah, you won. You're doing well. Would you want to quiet that voice? No. Wouldn't you be like, shut up with your positive comments? I want the dirty talk. No, you'd embrace it. So that's the thing that happens, is that the more you start processing what's going on, that voice changes. It doesn't become you, it doesn't control you, and it changes to this loving voice instead. So it's not about no thought, it's about changing your relationship with thought. Okay? So that's the first one. 10 minutes in silence, listen to what it says, and write it down. That's the gold. You want to listen to what it says, because that is going on beneath the surface. You can think of it as like, there's two worlds within you. One that you're aware of, like right now you're all sitting here aware of this speech, and then there's that world you're not aware of. And that's where all those dark thoughts creep in. That's what a lot of people try to escape when they even go to the movies. 2 hours of no worries. Funny enough, I remember when I first moved to LA, it's like over a decade ago now, I moved there, I had no plan. I was homeless a couple times, close to broke, so many worries day to day. And my one little comfort, there was this outdoor mall called The Grove. There was a theater there, and if you went in the morning, it was really cheap. So I'd go there in the morning and I'd do 2 movies in a row, and sometimes I'd do that every day, just by myself. Why? It could allow me to just escape my concerns for a few hours. But even though I was watching the movie, in the background, drowned it out a little bit, those little worries were yapping about. There are some little worries and thoughts that you've been trying to drown out your entire life. And there are layers of resistance, and this is a good exercise to start allowing some of that to surface. Now, one last thing with this first exercise here. A lot of people, especially on the positive thinking trend, are afraid to do this. Might be one of you. You're like, well, Julien, why would I want to bring my awareness to that? That would be depressing. Do I really want to hear all those dark thoughts that are going on? If I engage in them, wouldn't I manifest more of them? No? Isn't it better to resist them and just stuff them down? Now, does the law of attraction work? Is it a thing? Who knows, but in my experience, I think yes. But here's the kicker. The law of attraction applies to the thoughts you're aware of and the thoughts you're not aware of. So all that stuff beneath the surface, guess what? It's also subject to the law of attraction, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. It's going on. So you can be like, I'm going to ignore it. Then you'll never fix it. You want to get rid of it? You have to first be aware of it. And a cheesy saying, once more, from yours truly, is that we think that by opening ourselves up to the darkness, we allow more darkness. But that's not true. By opening yourself up to the darkness, you let in the light. Golf clap. I know. So step 1, and this is also why so many people try to practice the law of attraction, the secret, just suck. Like their lives suck. You look at the events, it's all these brokies, just like, hey, I'm trying to make it. It's like, why? Because they never address that other world. They only work on the conscious thoughts. So that's the first exercise. What's going on? What's running you? What's the relationship really like with yourself? If you just sit with yourself. What's it like to date you, to truly date you? No distractions, no TV, no phone for 10 minutes. Can you even stand yourself? And then write down everything that comes up, because then you can work on it. Brings up a ton of awareness. So that's the first one. Number 2 is identifying your go-to ways of escapism. The go-to ways you try to go about, again, running away from what's going on inside, running away from yourself. It could be, as we talked about, in the form of, I'm going to watch some TV, I'm going to watch some Netflix, I'm going to scroll through something, right? Why? Because now your awareness is here, just like chasing the now, and it's away from your problems. It could also be in the way of drinking, eating, smoking, doing drugs. Because what are you doing then? It's like, I don't really like how I feel. Instead of distracting myself, maybe I can change how I feel with substance. That's where binge eating comes into play. You drink a lot. It's like, did the feeling change yet? More drinks. Smoking, same thing. I'm a little stressed. Did it change? But what's the intention? It's again, moving away from it, trying to change it. Not good. So catch it. What are your go-to ways? And here's the thing too, for those of you who are familiar with letting go, whenever your urge to escape is the strongest, that is the best time to let go. There's actually a client who went through my coaching, and he smoked a lot prior. And he would always tell me, it's like, hey, I'm trying, but sometimes I just gotta smoke. And I had him cut out pieces of paper, this is true story, and roll them up so that it looked like a cigarette. So he had a cigarette pack, and he filled it up. Instead of cigarettes, it was these little rolled up papers. And on the paper it said, do or release. So every time he felt the urge to smoke, it's like, oh, I gotta pull out the paper and said, do or release. And he'd sit down, put on his headphones, and do a letting go meditation. And his life changed. Why? Because when that urge is the strongest, it's when something within you, usually under layers of resistance, bubbles up, and it's a lot easier to catch versus when you're not as internally triggered. So write down your go-to ways of escapism. Is it food? Is it drinking? Is it TV? Whatever it is. Okay, for me, was food for a very long time. No joke, that was my go-to. Is it going out and talking to friends? Is it even socializing? Could be anything, by the way. It could be working. I'm just gonna work. No, work. What is it for you? And once you're more aware of it, you can time those letting go meditations, inner work releasing, to the time where you're the most triggered. Okay? Number 3, building on this, is understanding and identifying when you are triggered. I've used this word a lot this event. What does triggered actually mean? It means when something inside of you gets activated and your response is disproportionate to reality. That's the key. Identify in your life when your response is disproportionate to reality. For example, looping back to what we talked about before. TikTok challenge, let's go. Freezing, scared. I feel like I'm gonna die. Is that an appropriate response to reality, yes or no? No. Right? Same as if I told all of you, hey, you know what? Go out in the street tomorrow, write on a piece of paper, free hugs, hold it above your head and say, free hugs! Free hugs, everyone! Free hugs! Guaranteed the majority of you could not do this. Why? Why do you feel like you're going to die if you do this? And I know this because old me would have felt the same. I have clients doing this, and they're like, I was trembling for 20 minutes before even being able to raise the free hug sign. Is that an appropriate response to reality? Are you going to die? Now, it depends where you live. Maybe someone's like, free hug! Here, are you going to die? No. So it's not normal. But then what do? We assume this is normal anxiety. Oh, I just have social anxiety. Oh, I'm just introverted. No, you're getting triggered. That is also when your tendencies to escape will kick in, which is why identifying the escapism, you could say, is the outer side, triggers the other side of it, okay? And of course, whenever you're triggered, what's the best thing to do? Do a release, okay? Numbing it, escaping it, even expressing it doesn't work. And I'm sure you've experienced this before, especially with anger triggers, right? Most common one that I always joke about is road rage, right? Someone cuts you off and you start screaming in the car. Anyone ever do that? Anyone scream in the car? Insult the person who just cut them or went in front of them? Really, just a few? Really? None of you have said some bad word to someone. It's like, you fucking cocksucker or whatever it is. And then you're like, what did I say? I think there was even a Louis C.K. bit where he joked about this. He's like, the rules are different when you're driving. Like in person, if someone cut you off, you're like, oh, sorry, it's okay. When you're driving, it's like, you cocksucker, you worthless piece of shit. It's like totally different. Right? It's like, it's a thing. Now, when that happens, especially if you're having a bad day, you'll see people just let loose. You'll even see, like, if you go on TikTok, crazy videos of what happens. And it's dangerous. But here's the thing. What's happening there? You're triggered. You're really angry. It's like that little drop that just made everything overflow. And you're just like, that person who cut me off. And the urge then is to express it, yell it out. If you're home alone, it might just like, I just want to punch the wall or something. Thinking, but what's the intention there? I want to get rid of what I'm feeling. If expressing triggeredness worked, every single person with road rage would be enlightened. It doesn't work. You can scream as much as you want. It doesn't make things better. It actually makes things worse, right? Especially if you're talking to someone and you're triggered, then you say something, it triggers them, and you're in this whole trigger fest. It makes things way worse. So identify when you're triggered and do a release instead. And whenever you're triggered, what gets activated? Something from your past. This is a great way to identify past trauma, by the way, which all of you have. Every single person here has past trauma. Not necessarily in the classic sense where you think, oh, trauma, violence, abuse, so on and so forth, but even on a more subtle level, simply getting lost in a grocery store. Or guess what? What I talked about before with my daughter, embarrassment. That's traumatic from her point of view. You get it? You fall, okay, you're 2.5. Put yourself in her shoes. You fall, and you look up and everyone's staring at you. You reach a point where you have enough self-awareness, and you also realize that you can't fend for yourself. You depend on your parents or whoever is raising you for survival. Meaning, if they suddenly don't love you, what happens? They could stop caring for you, and what happens? You die. So from that perspective, you're on the verge of death every day. They could leave me at any time, and what am I going to do? I'm dead. So it's actually very scary. You fall like that, it's like, oh, maybe I made a fool of myself. If I made a fool of myself, my parents could love me less. If they love me less, they get rid of me, and I die. So something as trivial as that, just tripping over. Why is it embarrassment, verge of tear? Survival instinct kicking in. I could die. This is a big deal. Being mocked in class, same thing. As a kid, the classroom's the world. You don't know, like growing up, anything beyond the classroom. Notice you're like, who are the popular kids in class? Can I fit in with them? Because they are all that matters. There's nothing else outside this classroom. This classroom is my life. Hey, if you're mocked in the classroom, that's like getting kicked out of the world. Traumatic. So little things like that. Lost in the grocery store. Where are my parents? Oh, I'm dead. Nope, they're just in aisle 3. I'm dead. I'm dead. That's trauma. That gets imprinted. And then you start living your life that way. Guess what? Say you take that example with my daughter. Now, future situation might happen where she also experiences an embarrassment. And what happens? She's going to get triggered. Not again. Oh, no. And then the more that happens, the more she's going to start trying to avoid it and start suppressing different parts of ourselves to fit in. And that's what we all do. If there are parts of you or actions or words or emotions or even thoughts that put your survival at risk, you're going to get rid of them. But they don't go anywhere because they're still you. And this also, on a deeper level, leads to why we don't feel whole, why we don't feel good enough. Because you're not being everything that is you. There is half of yourself that you are trying to stuff down and get rid of and that you're hating. Pretty deep. We're going to expand on this, but just planting the seeds. Okay, so identify triggers. Number 4, shadow questions. Ask, you could say, that world within you that's out of your awareness, various questions that could bring up some of the information that might be hindering or poisoning your experience here alive. One could be, why am I not good enough? Now, when you hear that, the classic response is, well, I am. Why would I ask myself that? And this is the thing with the shadow question. When you ask yourself, why am I not good enough? It's not saying you're not good enough. You could think of it as sending a probe into your subconscious and saying, is there a part of me that may believe I'm not good enough? Why am I not good enough? Let's see what gets offered up. And maybe there's some little answer. It's like, well, because you did this. Okay, what else? Because you look like this. What else? Because your childhood was like this. Write down all the answers. Why don't I deserve success? Immediate response, I do. Resist that. Be like, I know you do. Let's see if a part of us doesn't think we do. See what gets offered up. This type of questioning brings a lot up into your awareness. Okay? Another one, why don't your parents love you and why is it entirely your fault? Right? Notice it's like, damn, that's... But that's the thing. The shadow question isn't about, is this true or not? It's, does this speak to a part of me? So it's kind of playing the devil's advocate in a way. It's like, I know it's not true, but is there a part of me? See what comes up. You can work with that. Okay? And then the 5th one is cold showers. But not in the traditional self-help sense. Meaning, I'm sure a lot of you do cold showers. It's pumped left and right. It's like, hey, cold shower every morning. And you'll see people like really proud of it. But the approach they take is they try to battle the cold, right? You'll even see little TikTok videos where it's like, okay, here's the cold. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And then you get out of the cold, you're like, oh, I did it. Now, okay, don't do it like that. The way you're going to start doing cold showers, if you follow these, is you're going to go into the cold. I would advise, by the way, going feet first, working your way up to the head, the same as if you would get into a cold pool. You go feet first. So go feet first, get into the cold, and then your mission is, can I relax completely into this? Because what's the experience there? you're experiencing sensations of extreme cold where your default reflex is to resist, right? You feel the cold, you're like, whew, cold. Immediate tenseness. And this will be the same reflex you will experience with things that you've disowned. When it comes to letting go, when it comes to whatever's bubbling up, right? You're sitting by yourself, ooh, that little voice, those worries, you experience the reflex of tensing up and resisting. Think of a past traumatic experience. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Stuff down. So you can actually practice, even in a cold shower, beyond just getting the benefits of doing it, relaxing into sensations where the reflex is there. And that approach, that type of even breathing of just relax all your muscles into the cold, is the same approach you take when it comes to letting go. When allowing yourself to experience what you previously didn't allow yourself to experience. You get triggered instead of, again, escape, numb, distract, which is all movement away from what you're feeling. How do you move towards it? How do you stay with it? Same with the cold. I experience cold. What's moving away from? Resisting, tensing up, relaxing, embracing. So actually the cold shower goes hand in hand with letting go. These 5 ways, again, they're very surface exercises, but they will help tremendously when it comes to identifying what's down there, which you can then process.